Okay, so welcome. Today is July 13th, 2024. Welcome to the post 2022 group Zoom meeting. It's the 47th meeting. Is that really true? So we went a long way already. And always we have exciting talks. Like the talks we have today, you see the agenda shared. And I think there are quite interesting talks that I'm looking forward to. Not my talk. I know what I will talk about. But anyway, later on, you can also hear me talking. Yeah, so without further ado, I would say welcome everyone. And if George Orais is here, then we can start with the presentation there. So I'm actually not sure. So are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great. So I will stop sharing, and it's your task then to share whatever you have. And we're looking forward for a interesting presentation. So please
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay, let me share my screen. Yeah, so can you see my screen?
Yeah, we see that. Color
Ah,
script.
yeah, so yeah, good evening and good morning and good afternoon to everyone. So yeah, today I will share about kolorScript and where, as I say, everything is simple from installation to running your code. It's just a funny tagline. So first, like just a quick trivia. So what does this logo mean? Because this is the logo for kolorScript. So yeah, so this character is actually color written in baybayin, and where color means color in Filipino language, and baybayin is an ancient Filipino script, so that's why it's kolorScript. And so yeah, so what is kolorScript? So I would say it's a modern variant of kolorForth because first it's implemented as a visual code extension. Based on my observation, most of the mainstream language have a visual code extension. So I use this approach, and also using extension, visual code extension, a Visual Studio Code extension, it makes it easier to implement Forth, especially in JavaScript. And another reason why I consider it modern is because it use text files for the codes. So if we have this, so we can share kolorForth source code to others, like using GitHub, because it's just plain text files. And so I would say also it's a hybrid Forth because some words comes from kolorForth like these, and others are from standard Forth, and others are just words that I implemented based on non-Forth words like microtime or timestamp, or I have this checking for string or checking for num. And another reason is, yeah, numbers are written as signed integer or hexadecimal or float. And for strings are just enclosed with single or double quotations. So, and another reason, another is, yeah, a kolorScript is intended for scripting. So hence the name kolorScript. So what I would like to mean scripting is, yeah, we can use this for rapid prototyping and data parsing and code or data generator, or maybe in the future use as test automation. And I would say in general, kolorScript can be a alternative for Python, JavaScript, Lua, or Ruby. And so yeah, what are the colors in kolorScript? So we have green for compiled words. It's like usual, yellow for gray for comment. So this is different from the usual kolorForth. And blue, I added blue as constant, and magenta as variable. So we have constant and variable now. And for red, it's, yeah, defining a function. And this white on black, white for dark theme and black for light theme. So it's just because it's still a work in progress. So there's some invalid formats, meaning what if you use a string or number as a name for a variable or constant, so it will show white because it's not a valid name or word for a constant. And another case for white words is if the combination of characters for a word is not yet not registered for the regex for the coloring of syntax. So yeah, this will happen. So for this case, I ask people to inform me if this white word will occur. So how are the colors represented if it's in text files like ASCII? So the approach I use is like using the spaces. So it's like indenting, like in Python, it will count the spaces. So for green, there's a prefix 1 space. So if there's a space, a prefix 1 space in the word, it will be colored green. For yellow, 2 spaces, and for gray, 3 or 4 spaces. And for blue, postfix 1 space. So it means that after blue, it will be a green word. And magenta, postfix 2 spaces. So it means after magenta, it will be yellow. And red, postfix is 3 or 4. So it means after red, there will be a gray, which is a comment. And white, yeah, it will be all of the above because it's just an indicator that this word is not registered or is in a valid format. In the demo, I can show you those what it means. So yeah, so for ColorScript, there's also addressing for color blindness. So for green, it will be shown as normal text, yellow, bold, and a gray, it will be changed to italic, and blue, underlined text, as well as magenta and red. So all definitions like defining constant, defining variable, and defining functions are underlined. But the only way to distinguish between these three is just counting the how many spaces or the postfix space. And yeah, for white and black, so it will be strike through. But on current version of ColorScript, this is not yet implemented. So I will add this syntax. So and yeah, so why I created ColorScript. So first is because I love ColorForth, because with ColorForth it makes Forth more simpler. And I want to use ColorForth anytime. So, and I want to access ColorForth easily also. So that's why I use Visual Studio Code, because it's very easy to access. And I want to run ColorForth code in all major OS, so which also is addressed by Visual Code. So Visual Studio Code is available for Mac, Linux, and Windows, and even on Raspberry Pi. So you can run. And yeah, another reason is I want to introduce ColorForth to non-Forther, like programmers using other mainstream programming languages. So, and yeah, I want to share ColorForth codes, which is possible with ColorScript because the codes are in just text files. So we can use Git repo to share. And yeah, what's next for ColorScript? First, yeah, I'm still working on some documentation, so I will try to complete it and share it on the Git repo. And yeah, providing examples will be a great will be helpful to share. I mean, it will be helpful to have examples. So I was planning like solving the Advent of Code 2023 or the 1 billion row challenge. So yeah, it's just part of the plan. And also adding necessary or requested words, because there's still some like arrays it's not yet implemented, or writing to a file. And there were words that are not like emit, or yeah, some other necessary words. And yes, syntax highlighting on GitHub. So as of the moment, the syntax highlighting is only available in your Visual Studio Code. So I want to add this so that other users without they can see the colors of the code, even if it's still on the GitHub browser. And yeah, standalone virtual machine. So I plan to have a way to run your kolorScript without not under the Visual Studio Code IDE. So yeah, and hopefully yeah I could add a debugger. So yeah, I think that's it for my. So if there's any questions, I could answer the questions.
So yeah, thank you very much. Are there any questions? So please go ahead and just open your mic and raise your question.
Do you have any sample applications?
As of the moment, no, but on my demo, I will just show some some scripts that I use for testing the kolorScript. But yeah, that will be my plan to not just solving those advent of code. So I plan to make some real or useful applications so that yeah, it will be helpful to others. So
Good.
most of the application I'm aiming is, yeah, like for as I mentioned, kolorScript is for scripting. So my plan is like CSV parser or JSON parser, or maybe I can also once I have the word for connecting to HTTP, I can also plan to make some applications to connect to servers, like testing some APIs, or yeah, it's mostly web based or related to web, because I think that's based on my observation, most Fort is on embedded. So I think with kolorScript maybe we can try add Fort on the on this field of software, like regarding web or so yeah.
So I have a question. So do you completely rely on color as markup, or do you also intend to have something like special characters or different fonts or different font weights, like underlined or boldface to display things or to mark up the different parts? I think of colorblind people, and we know that Howard did some things in the original ColorForth to switch between traditional syntax and color syntax.
As of the moment, uh I plan just to use those what I have, like normal text and bold, because it was an easier approach, like just because on the Visual Studio Code for the syntax highlighting, they have a different tokenizer engine. So you just provide a regex and you just provide what color and what styling, like is it normal and bold. But if I follow the usual kolorForth way, like for colorblind, you just add colon to the red words, and I I think it's doable, but I think it will a bit complicate my approach, and I don't want to shift the words or insert the colon, or so. I just want my plan is as simple as possible. So yeah, I
Yeah,
think that.
which is a good approach, and I mean you can add support for it maybe later if you think that's reasonable. All right.
Fantastic. Thank you, Josh.
I'd just like to say I'm excited to see more people doing things with kolorForth. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think I can show a quick demo. Maybe I can show the how if I still have time or
Sure. Go ahead.
okay, so uh Okay, so I have here the visual code. So let me just show how easy it will to install. You just go to this extensions, then just search color, and it will show the kolorScript here, which is already in the marketplace. So you just click install, and once it's installed, it will ask what theme, because there are two types of theme, four, which is colorblind dark or colorblind light or default dark. So we just select default theme. And there's also on settings where you can set verbose loading, where we can show the details during loading. So maybe yeah, so maybe we can check that. And okay, so it's already installed. So I have a folder here which contains most of my tests. So here, and the Fibo. So yeah, this is the Fibonacci from from Howard's ColorForth. I just put it here, and also test. So maybe we just use test. So test, we can load a file, like load and the file name as a string, and we can load files containing on the folder. So and the usual colors of ColorForth, there's a word loads where you can load, provide the number, block number. But for here, we just use the same word load, but you should put all the files inside a folder, then it will just go through. And so yeah, if I run this, so sorry. Oh, wait. Let me open this. Oh, something wrong. Sorry, let me try to, maybe I need to close the visual code after, yes, after install, just, sorry. So yeah, I just closed visual code and load it. So once, yeah, this should change the kolorScript. So let me try run again. So yeah, here, so it's running. So because we check the verbose, so it will show some information that on Fibo we loaded test key s or Fibo, and it will show what functions are defined, and there's a fall through, and so yeah. And so that's running the code, and we can also check what words, built-in words, like instead of writing words, we can just press F6. So these are the built-in words with their information, and even the user-defined functions, it will also show here from which file, and these stack, yeah, these are also shown. This is based on the comment on the function. So like here in test key s, print I, then data num. So if we check the code for print I, so here then stack effect is a comment, which is gray. So this is how we define a function. That if you see, it's a red word, and there are three spaces. So if we move it, like for here 4, we can change this to yellow, just add 1 space. And if you want to comment out, just add another space. And if you comment out the whole line, you just add another space, because there are 4 spaces now. So if you want to go back, so yeah. And another feature, so we have words, and yeah, for colorblind, just press, I think it's F7. F8. So if you see, the yellow becomes bold, and the red becomes underline, and the gray becomes italic. If I press F6. So, and so yeah, I think that's another thing is if you can also run words like in terminal. So I think it's let me kolorScript. So yeah, executing words like F4. So then it asks for what words to be executed. So we know that Fibo is already loaded, so we can also run here 5 and Fibo. So there's no need to put the color tags like the spaces. It's just a normal spacing. So 5 Fibo. So yeah. Wait, is it loaded? It's loaded. Um, why is it? It's not Fibo, it's Fib. Uh, F4, 5. Um, okay. I think I missed this, but yeah, there's a way to run to test the words, not from the source code, but just like running the word in a terminal. So I think I've shown all the okay. So there's executing word, loading file. A load file is actually the running the code, which is F2, then toggle light theme. Yeah, toggle light theme or dark theme, which is F9. So yeah, this is if we want light theme, so the background becomes white. And if we go back to dark, so yeah. So yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Yeah, thank you very much. So very interesting.
I got one more thing. It's not a question. It's a request. I like this integration with Visual Studio Code. So I would just ask that when you document this, please document everything about this integration as well.
Okay, yeah. I can do that, or I can also put the link about how to create the extension. But yeah, let me add that on the documentation. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, thank you everyone for your time. I think that's yeah. If there's no question, then yeah, I stop my sharing and proceed to the next presenter.
Great. Thank you very much.
George, you type Fibo instead of Fib. Maybe this one is what why it did the work done.
Sorry.
Please say it again.
My microphone is working very well, but I think that you typed Fibo instead of Fib.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let
That's
me
why
try
your
that.
demo didn't work.
Okay.
Yeah. I should use Fib.
I saw Fib instead of Fibo. This is very
Yeah,
wrong.
thank you. Thank you. So yeah, you're right. I just got nervous. So yeah,
Never
thank
mind.
you.
Don't worry,
Yeah.
it's very good. It's very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you drop a link to the repository in
Yeah.
the
Let
chat?
me
That
drop
would be
that.
great.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so George, thank you very much for your interesting presentation, and we will proceed